Hey guys, welcome back to Lap 1 News, and it has been a while. It has been a long while since I last posted a video, but here we are today, recording, posting a video. So, Formula 1 is back, and it's back with a bang. Austrian Grand Prix. We hadn't had racing in 7 months, and what a race to come back to. What a race. So when it started, it was action packed all the way through. It was a crazy race with DNFs here, DNFs there. Verstappen being the first, and I think Albon being the last. So, okay, for the lead, it was not that interesting. I think we knew almost as soon as Verstappen retired that Bottas was going to win the race. But that didn't stop it being exciting in the midfield and all the other retirements making the race what it was. So overall, it was a very entertaining race. Bottas had a deserved victory. Leclerc somehow finished second, and Lando Norris, what a couple of laps they were. Those final 2 laps, if you've not seen it, it's on YouTube, on the Formula 1 channel. Go watch Lando's final 2 laps from the Austrian Grand Prix. They were phenomenal, and that helped him get his first ever F1 podium. Big congratulations to him. Okay, so then, next weekend, we had the Styrian Grand Prix. Same track, but the Styrian Grand Prix. And at the beginning of that, we had the confirmation that Mugello and Sochi would be added to the calendar as a 9th and a 10th race after Italy. So that's exciting to be going to Mugello, the home of Ferrari. If they don't do well there, you really have to worry. I mean, they've been off the pace for ages. Or not for ages, but like these first 2 races, they were nowhere. And the updates they were bringing to the Styrian Grand Prix were supposed to help with that. But in the end, it's just not happened like that at all. So you really have to worry if you're a Ferrari fan about where the team is headed. But getting into the race, or before we get into the race, qualifying was amazing. We waited a long time for it, but it was a great qualifying. And I think that was the highlight of the weekend, really. That qualifying session, it was lap after lap after lap of everybody getting quicker and quicker and quicker, with Q3 Hamilton being on pole by 1.2 seconds. Wow. George Russell getting into Q2. Wow. Everything about that session was wow. The race after that didn't really live up to that. It didn't live up to the weekend before's race, but you couldn't expect it to be as good. You know, it was the Austrian Grand Prix was a great way to start the season off. The Styrian Grand Prix just brought it back a bit. There was still action in the midfield. There was still lots of action, but it just wasn't as exciting as the Grand Prix before. It was still a good race though. So also this weekend, or recently, in the last day or so, we have had reports that Lawrence Stroll is in conversation with Sebastian Vettel about signing for Aston Martin for next season. Now, the options for Vettel were very limited. You know, Alonso got that seat at Renault. That was confirmed last week. Red Bull have said they don't want him. They're happy with Verstappen and Albon. Not that you can trust Red Bull with everything they say about that, because we know what happened with Gasly last year. But the only places Seb could really go if he wants to stay in Formula One is Aston Martin, Haas, AlphaTauri. You know, I don't see him going to anywhere other than Aston Martin, maybe Haas. But to be frankly honest, I'm not completely certain he'll be very happy in the midfield anyway. But, I mean, that's a different story. So, yeah, I mean, what an opening 2 race weekends we have had. And all I can say is bring on Hungary, because that is going to be exciting as well. Hungary is not usually that interesting, but as I record this, the weather forecast is for rain pretty much the whole weekend, which can make for a very interesting race, very interesting qualifying, and a very interesting weekend across the board. So before I finish, I would just like to talk to you about the news on Sam Bird and Jaguar. So it was announced that Formula E driver and Vision Virgin Racing driver Sam Bird is going to be leaving Envision Virgin Racing at the end of this season to join Jaguar. That is going to be a very exciting prospect if you're a Sam Bird fan, because Jaguar have now proven that they are race winning, potentially even title challenging, and I mean, who wouldn't want to see Sam Bird versus Mitch Evans in the same car? That's very exciting, and I'm very looking forward to see how that plays out next season. But obviously before that, we've got the 6 races in Berlin to go for the rest of this season, in which we'll see what happens. 6 races in 9 days is very intense, but we'll see. It'll be interesting, for sure. But yeah, that's going to be it for this video, guys. If you're new and you liked it, hit the like button and subscribe to don't make sure you get all of the Lap 1 news content. And I will see you next time. This has been John Whittaker from Lap 1 News, and I'm out.